Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're gonna cover why first-time home buyers should learn about velocity banking before you buy a home. So I first learned about velocity banking when I was quite broke. And people were advertising this class like you could pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. I'm like, I'm never gonna buy a home, so what's the point of learning it? But because like I was open to new ideas and I thought maybe one day this would be useful to me, um, sure, I'll learn it. Why not? Right? And it has been useful to me because if I could just kind of give you my own personal testimonial, here, this is the maturity date. So if you want to see that, and the maturity date means that this is the last payment of the 30-year mortgage. So if you want to see when the first payment was, you just subtract 30 years, right? So that'll be 11/1/2021. And then here in this due date, you could see that only 1 year had passed when I got this statement. And to see how much I paid off, all you just do is a quick calculation. 238,496 minus 179,681.65. And that's about $58,000. And then we divide by the total loan amount to see what percentage we paid off. And we paid off about 25%, about one fourth of the mortgage within a year, right? So I'm glad that I learned it before I even thought about the possibility of buying a home. And if you've never watched any videos about velocity banking, I have no idea what it is. I'm not going to go over the numbers here in this video, but go ahead and click the link Velocity Banking 101 and 102 to find out what it's all about, the foundations, and how to pay off your mortgage quickly. So back to my point here, I learned velocity banking way before I even thought that it was possible for me to buy a home, right? And because I learned about it, I applied the strategy, and then I quickly paid off about a fourth of the mortgage in a year. And I'm going to apply it same to rental property. So rental property I have, yeah, I got it at a discount. Yeah, the interest rate is much higher on investment property. So in my personal home, it's about a little bit under 3%, but an investment property is about 8%. But even though it's 8%, um, I should be able to pay it off in a little bit more than 3 years. We'll see, maybe 3 to 4. But that's much faster than your average homeowner would pay um, for the mortgage, right? And as you can see here, if you type in how many home buyers regret buying, it says about 93% of home buyers said they had regrets about purchasing a home in 2023. First, they're going to make two mistakes. The first one, they certainly overpaid. The second one is that they're not going to quickly pay off their mortgage even if they overpay, right? So that's why even if you do overpay, there's a certain element to it that if you learn velocity banking, that you'll probably be able to pay off your mortgage much faster, and you probably won't pay that 100 to 200% interest over that life of a 30-year loan. That's assuming that you pay it in 30 years, right? So here's an example I'm going to show you people that I know in California. So I looked up when I first learned about velocity banking. I learned um, so let me just say this. I was so excited to learn about how mortgages worked. And I was always curious, like, who of the people that I know in California have paid off their mortgage? Because if you have a 30-year mortgage, after 30 years, you should be able to pay it off, right? So I got this info from Zillow from a house that I looked up of people that I know in California. So you could see it sold in 1993 for $280,000, which is a respectable number. And then if you look using software, because many software services pay for the data for the financial data of a home. And this is actually public info as well. So if you ever go to the county recorder's office, you can get the info of how much a property owner would owe, and maybe do like some reverse calculation with that math or reverse engineering. But let me just kind of show you here. So for this home bought in 1993 for $280,000, you owe $270,000 30 years later. Isn't that crazy? Is that crazy? So theoretically, this should have been about zero about 30 years later, and you still owe $270,000. And that's why it's like, you know, you don't really own the house. Most people don't own the house. They just owe interest to the bank, and the bank is essentially the landlord. Right? So back to my point here. But this is why, as first-time home owners, or before you even consider owning a home, you just learned a simple strategy of moving your paycheck to your line of credit, right? And then getting your expenses there and doing your budgeting. Or else you're going to end up like 93% of home buyers who said they have regrets about purchasing a home in 2023. And this is the actual study where it came from Clever, List with Clever, but you can see that's pretty crazy. 93%. Now I've seen some other reports where it's like more than 80%, 90%, but if the number is more than, let's say, 50 or 40%, that's still a significant amount of people. But it's like everybody regrets buying a home, but we're so brainwashed by the quote American dream that we have to have a home no matter what the cost, right? So that's why all first-time home buyers, or even before you buy a home, or any home buyer, should learn about velocity banking uh, before you get the loan, right? So I'm, my testimonial, I'm glad that I was able to do what I was able to do within a year, and then I'm applying it to rental property. And so once that rental property is paid off, then it's just pure cash flow, no debt, maybe a few expenses, but I can get my income and the house is income, and then get another house, or maybe I might get some Airbnbs and just bathe in cash flow. That's what I'm thinking right now. It's what I'm imagining. All right, so this is Create Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in being mentored or joining our group or learning about velocity banking in depth, or having someone review with you personally velocity banking or any other topic related to real estate and other things, go ahead and click the link below in the Google form. And you could also email us in our currently Yahoo email address. You could find out our latest email address by going to the About page and finding out our email and just sending us a holler there. All right, have a great day, everybody, and we will speak next time.